It's like, I don't know what. Yes, come on in here. Come on in. Come on in.
You know y'all gonna offer me a check to work here, right?
Come on.
I'm telling you, how much you want to bet?
Stormy just can't come and enjoy. She got to run a check about something. Stormy!
I love you. Why your face so beautiful?
Is that? Thank you. She says it like it's a bad thing. Is it just me?
Why your face so beautiful?
Why your face so beautiful? I love it.
It's on the affirmation.
After I receive it.
I mean, when I speak it to you, it comes on.
I stand and
So
I
I'm
say
saying why
I
my face so beautiful.
Why is your face so beautiful?
I'll tell you about it.
Come on. Sit down. This your house. Sit down, Storm. Sit down. I'm loving this look, though.
You love it?
Yeah.
I hope you did.
You know what it gives me? It gives me presidential, but first lady who can be a president herself. You hear me? Like first lady vibe, but she could be the president.
Wow, you should have saw me
Come
yesterday. I was giving somebody else yesterday.
I love it.
Today's what I'm giving.
Come on. What are we calling this? What are we giving?
First of all, I am every woman.
I like it.
You know that.
Okay.
But today I did want to give you grown lady vibes. I did. I want you to know that I'm a grown lady. You know, I'm 44 now.
Really?
Yes.
You still 12. You got milk on your lips.
You've been knowing me for a long time. I'm getting older.
You are seasoned. That's it. You about to be seasoned. Good morning.
I'm auntie now. Let me be quiet. I know I'll be great.
I know. Come on.
Me and Steve to be bad.
I know we do. We do.
Have good energy. I have
It's
good
vibes
energy.
though. It's always good vibes. So what's up? Before we even start, what's going on?
A lot of things. I've been great, for real.
How are the kids?
Everybody's great, you know.
Making money?
Oh, me or them? Me or them?
All of them.
They ain't asked me for nothing, so that means that's a good sign. Shit, I don't loan money, so I guess maybe I don't know, but they.
No, but they're good, healthy and well.
Yes.
Healthy and well.
Praise God.
It's good to see you, Storm. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, indeed.
How is my Claudie?
I just was. That's crazy. Of all people, I hung up the phone and said, "Let me be present with Stitches." So I literally walked in here talking to her. I'm
Can
gonna
you
see her
call
today.
her really quick?
Yeah, we're gonna work out together today. Okay, let me tell you. Let me give you the great news. So she is on her. Listen, she is in a great American Speak Off in front of like 60,000 people. So she got to speak. She got to tell a story in 60 seconds to win with Grant Cardone and 10X.
When is this?
April.
It's during 10X.
Really quickly.
Somebody wants to talk to you really quickly.
Really, Claudie? Oh,
Everybody know that
my
tone.
goodness.
I forgot.
Claudie. Claudie. Really? I got to tell you my name. All my life, I done tried to not have to say my name just by the tone of my voice.
Lipstick I left there.
Yeah. I owe you a lipstick. Now, I done held it for you now. I done held it for you for a long time, okay? This going on a year now. It's going on a year, yeah?
It ain't been no year.
It has. It was 2023 now. Claudia, listen. I love you and I appreciate you. And I told Stormy I needed you to be on speakerphone because I need you to hear it from me that I need to get you back in here because apparently you're doing a speak off or something.
Yes.
Congratulations. Congratulations, mommy. And I still got to come by the schoolhouse. So yeah, we got a lot, but you're in my heart and in my mind. So we just got to reconnect.
All right.
I love you for free and I mean it.
I love you back.
Congratulations, Claudie.
I love the sisterhood. It's
Okay,
the
I know
sisterhood
she's
for me.
working. I know
It's
she's
the
working.
sisterhood for me. It's the support.
I love it though, man. I love to see her and her
Husband, right?
husband just working and doing it together, man.
It's
It's a
beautiful.
it's a blessing. It's
Yes,
a blessing.
It is.
Okay, it's all about you. So you know what to do. We're talking. It's just you and I talk. We're gonna record it and then I'm gonna do some stuff for on air. So
Okay.
you'll be able to hear it on.
What is the purpose of this? Is this for International Women's Month?
This is for Women's History Month, just highlighting you, telling your stories, your trials and your triumphs, how you got through it. Stormy Wellington.
Okay.
Who are you?
Now I know what it's about.
Yeah. How'd you come to be?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. It's gonna be fun.
The whole purpose is to highlight you. Can you test this mic for me?
So for breakfast, I had a banana, some NutriBurst, and some NRG, and some
8%.
coffee.
Nice. If you want water, I know you guys have your.
This yours.
Mine,
I got a
hey!
couple gifts for you. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Always come bearing gifts. Got something for you too. Check, check, check. Can you check me really quick?
Yes, check, check, check.
And we dropped the coach. We don't say coach anymore.
Why? No, I'm back, coach again. Oh,
You-
remember that time?
Oh, hell.
I'm back, girl. Yeah, girl, I have to come back, girl.
We're going to talk about that. I love it. Rock it out with your midday base stitches. It is officially Women's History Month. And who do we have in the biddy? She came in. I told her I get presidential first lady, but I can still be the president myself and have a first man. Is that what they call him, the first man vibes?
I don't know.
Okay, but that's what you're giving me. Stormy Wellington! Don't forget the coach. The coach is back on.
Yes, I am the coach again. I am so excited. Happy International Women's Month to all of the women around the world. I love you.
Stormy.
Yes, ma'am.
Sis, we say sis a lot, and I truly mean it when I say it. I'm sincerely happy to have you and to see you here. And your whole squad who's here as well.
Hey.
They got she has her squad in the studio with us. But for those who are tuning in for the first time, you look good, sis. Congratulations to you with all the accomplishments. But for those who may be tapping in for the first time and are really not familiar with who Stormy Wellington is, don't forget the coach. Who are you?
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm excited to be here with Stitches.
Yeah.
I love Stitches. I've been listening to her forever on the radio. You know, I am every woman.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through everything a lot of women have been through, and I'm very proud. I believe that pressure is a privilege. I come from, you know, a drug dealing mom. I come from, you know, visiting prisons every weekend to visit my siblings because, you know, they was in the streets. I come from visiting prisons, seeing my mom in the prison, in the blues, and my brother in the blues. And so I come from foster care. I come from Section 8. I come from stripping, scheming, scamming. I come from depression. I come from suicide. I come from high school dropout. And now I am a coach.
Come on.
A wealth coach. I
Multi-millions.
I coach, you know, entrepreneurs and just non-entrepreneurs to 6 and 7 figures from home. And I do that in a very unique way that's very necessary in today.
And there's so much to unpack. I'm going to do my best to get as much as we can because I think one thing I always appreciated about you, and I'm being sincere about it, is a true testament of you're always the first to share your testimony because no one will be able to hold it over you or against you.
Right.
Because you're not where you were or who you used to be.
Right.
You're a new person, a new creature. And I appreciate you always being open to tell your story. So let's start from the beginnings. We talked about seeing your mom and seeing your parents and seeing the hardships of it. Because you have siblings too, you mentioned your brother.
I do.
How is it for you growing up, if you can give us a better picture of it?
So, I mean, just imagine being...
And growing up here, Miami.
I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
I grew up in Carroll City. Well, not really Carroll City. I'm from Dade County, but
305 all the way.
I'm from Miami Gardens.
Right.
You know, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, you don't be claiming Carroll City because you ain't from there. That's how we are down here in Miami. Y'all know what I'm talking about. One time from Miami Gardens.
So you're from the Gardens.
I went to Norland. Middle School. I ended up dropping out in the 10th. For transit for 29 years, so I saw like
You
both
saw
worlds.
polar opposites.
I did, and
Right.
I didn't like none of their life. But I wanted the freedom, so it's like I wanted a mixture of my mom's lifestyle because even though she was in the streets, we lived good.
Right.
My mom, you know, filed bankruptcy a few times, so she figured out how to trick the system. You know, my first time really understanding food stamps was because my mom would go to the grocery store and she'll pull out the paper food stamps, and I just remember being embarrassed of it. But the truth is, guess what? My mom used to believe that food stamps was reparations. So I grew up with that mentality of you're supposed to get food stamps, you're supposed to get government assistance, you're supposed to, because my mom inundated me with that's our reparations. And so it wasn't until, you know, I got older And I got exposed to personal growth and development and mentorship and just understanding that you could have anything, that I realized that I could be successful. And so for me, I'm not your average success story.
Sure.
But I had my child at 15. I dropped out of school in the 10th grade. And so I used to think that, only, college graduates could be successful.
Sure.
And then I read this book called Think and Grow Rich when I was 18. And that book changed my entire life.
So let me ask you, because you saw polar opposites from your dad and you saw certain things from your mom, for you, at what point, and getting pregnant at that age, who was able to guide you or steer you into the path of actually getting into the world and field of business?
Well, honestly, I think my mom and my brothers were the first business.
Okay, seeing that. Gotcha.
Selling drugs is, listen, if you could sell drugs, you could run the damn business. Oh, excuse me. So, watching them run a operation as drug dealers, for real, they was cold-blooded. So I saw a lot of cash and I saw a lot of management. I saw a lot of team building. Like either you have a corner or you have the whole community. So I understood the difference, for real. And it's just me being transparent. And that's why I fell in love with multi-level marketing, because I understood it from the drugs that my mom and brother sold. So
how did we get to the point from seeing the scheming and getting into that world, because you're super open about scheming and getting into that. So how did we get to the point of switching gears to actually doing it legit? So interesting. I never thought about it, but when I was like 18, 19, I had already was a stripper. I was stripping by the age of 13, and I used to, meet men, and I dated this football player. And he was successful. Like, he was driving around in Mercedes. Like, my first time driving in a C-Class Benz was his. And I liked how I felt driving his Benz. I liked, how he dressed. I liked how he was able to pop bottles. Lifestyle. I liked how he was able to pop bottles in the club. I liked how he had on jewelry and everything. And so I ended up getting close with his aunt. And she was, how you like a guy, so you try to find a family member to itch on to. Right. You feel me? I did that. So his aunt was my girl. Okay. I was going to do anything to stay in the aunt's good graces. And she said, let's read this book, Think and Grow Rich, together. And honestly, I wouldn't have read it if she didn't tell me we were going to debrief on a chapter every night. Oh, wow. So she held me accountable. So you got to remember, I see him operating in business. I see my mom and my brothers operating in business. Right. Listen. Exposure is everything. Yeah. I did not go to business school, but I saw the greatest sermon is the one you see, right? Not the one you hear. So I was able to see an operation, and then I ended up opening a boutique. So my first real business was I was a boutique owner. And how old were you? Because you were still fairly young at that age. 19. 19. I was 19. So really, my baby daddy had a boutique on Alabama called a Hotspot. Okay, I remember. Yeah, you told me about that. He was a street dude. So what a street dude gonna do? How you run the business? Right. So I ran the business. I learned the difference of buying things wholesale and retail. I would be the one to go to the magic shows, the trade shows. I'll be the one to price the product. So I was able to see the power of buying something for wholesale and selling it for retail. So I was addicted to team building because of my mom. Gotcha. And I was addicted to retail because of my dealings with Hotspot, which was my first boutique business that I ran. So you took everything you saw and pretty much formulated it to create something that would work for you. Wow. I created an idea of what I wanted my life to be. I wanted, like, teams. I wanted residual income. I wanted freedom. I wanted lifestyle. Yeah. I wanted relationships. I wanted love. Like, I call it mind, body, spirit, finances, relationships. I wanted to be successful in all 5 domains. Right. But I had never seen it. I had never seen no black person be this thing. Okay. So I didn't have an example. So I'm like, damn, is this even possible? Excuse me. Is this possible? Sure. So I ended up traveling. I ended up getting to Atlanta. I went to Atlanta. And I had never seen black, legit, successful people. I'm from, Miami Gardens. Right. I'm from Miami. You see a lot of Latino successful people. Sure. But I hadn't seen it in our community until I went to Freaknik to Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. And I saw people that were real estate investors, realtors, entrepreneurs. They own tax offices, and they were riding around in Benzes and legit entrepreneurs. And they'll smile at you and say hi, and they'll wave. And I had never seen that before. So now it's like my idea was starting to come together. And then I got introduced to network marketing. Before we touch on network marketing, because I don't want to jump over this path because I think it's important. For you, what was the breaking point when you decided, okay, I don't want to make a living this way anymore, and I want to do it legit. Even from scheming, from stripping, like, when did you get to that point? Because everyone has that moment, and for you, can you give us that, or did you have that moment to where it was like, I'm done?
Absolutely. I call it your defining moment.
Nice.
When you make a decision, and decide rhymes with homicide, which means something has to die. So a lot of people don't know this, but I used to be a TSA agent. I used to work at the airport with the blue uniform. I used to wear that to work. And I was making $13.25 an hour. And, you know, they had the good benefits and all that stuff. And I had a good shift. I didn't work the morning shift. I had to be to work like 3 o'clock, and I got off at 9, so it was kind of cool. And so I was excited, like, ooh, I got this good job. I started thinking I want to be a customs officer. They make $80,000 a year.
How'd you get into that? You went from...
I went from owning the boutiques,
right?
You know, doing well in that industry. The market crashed 9/11. During 9/11, I lost my businesses, like a lot of people did, right? I could not sustain, so I ended up having to leave my baby daddy, right? I had 2 at that time, leave them, and the boutiques closed down. I didn't want to be in a strip club anymore. I have a daughter now. I don't want my daughter thinking being a stripper is cool. And so I ended up applying for a job at the airport.
Okay.
As a customs, well, not customs, but what is it called? A TSA agent.
TSA agent.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I got the job. And so I thought I was doing it because nobody I ever knew, you know, had benefits. Nobody I ever knew, you know, had a legit government job.
Right.
So I felt like a boss.
You were doing well. You were doing well for yourself. Okay.
But I'm going to tell you the truth, you know, working at that airport gave me a lot of exposure again. I used to see beautiful women come through the airport, and I used to be jealous. I used to look at them and be like, man, damn, I wish I could be like them.
Okay.
And I had to make a reality check, like, I ain't going to be like them working here. They used to come through with their big Birkin bags and their diamonds and their furs, and I used to be like, dang, man, I want to be like that one day. I used to see myself being like that one day. And so, you know, after going to Atlanta, seeing so many successful black people, working at the airport, seeing so many successful, beautiful black women, I was like, man, I got to figure this out. And I walked out on my job one day and just packed up my BMW X5. I packed it up with
She
everything.
remembered it.
Let me tell you something. I used to live on Stable 9. Those apartments, high business apartments. I lived in apartment 305. I used to brag on, I live in apartment 305, like in Opelika. So I packed up everything in that apartment. I gave that apartment away. I packed up whatever I could put in my car. I left the furniture. I had $135 in a jar. You know, the change jar, to this day, if you come in my house, I still have a change jar because it reminds me of that time I took that jar, emptied it out. It was $135 with the nickels, quarters, and dimes.
Wow.
And that's what I took to move to Atlanta. And that's when my life began to change. But it was after I started to see I saw too much successful women. My defining moment was I was tired of these girls coming through, looking like bosses, throwing their bag on a conveyor belt. That's why to this day, Vanessa may not even know this, I'm very nice to the TSA agents because I remember being mistreated as a TSA employee. So I always try to inspire them. I used to work here. I always tell them, I used to work here. I used to work here. I used to work here. And they're like, what do you do now? I'm like, I'm a wealth coach. But my defining moment was being like, no, I deserve better.
And I appreciate that. So you remember being mistreated, so you take those moments as an opportunity to really be respectful and be kind to people.
That's the story of everything that I do. If you know, I don't know why I'm going here, but everything that I do is because I was mistreated and not given a fair opportunity. And I don't want to be the one that does that for somebody else. Everything I do, my community, my businesses, my employees, like anybody I hire, really, I want to know that you've been through something. I don't want to hire you if you tell me life's been perfect. Like, don't come tell me life been perfect. I want the fighter. I want the girl or the man that was about to be beat up and was like, no, I'm about to do this. That's the type of persons I want to be around, fighters.
And I love that because you have two people. You have one that will take it and persist the treatment that they've received, and then you have some that will do what you did and kind of turn it around for the good. So we get to Atlanta. What happens?
So I'm sleeping on my friend's floor. But I was happy because I still was able to see her. She was successful. She let me stay with her. And when I first got to Atlanta, I thought Atlanta was weird. I used to be like, this is crazy.
What did you see at that time? Because Atlanta had some phases and different
I'm going to tell you, when I got to Atlanta,
Yeah.
Atlanta was the phase where people would wave at you. And I'd be like, these people is stupid.
But
like, I'm from Miami.
kindness.
You supposed to walk around like... You remember I used to be in the foster care system.
Right.
I used to be bald head. Like I used to have a little tiny ponytail. So people used to pick at me in school, you know. You know, so all my life I had to fight for real.
Yeah.
And so when I first got to Atlanta, I was used to walking around with a unit on my face. Don't smile at me, like, because if you smile at me, you know, or if you say something crazy, I may have to do something to you. Like, that's where I come from.
Okay.
So when I first got to Atlanta, and they was waving at you, when I moved in my girl house, and you walk in the house, they waving at these people, it's weird.
Right.
Really. And you
It wasn't something you were used to.
No,
you weren't accustomed to it.
No,
Yeah.
this is the era where you walk through the mall, and people like, hi. Like, what's your name? Like, and they're not even trying to talk to you.
Right.
I had never seen that. Atlanta was for networking. Like, successful people went to Atlanta with the intent that they about to meet some people. So, I network. Rich people network. Broke people look for work.
Mm-hmm.
I started networking, and I realized that I can't keep walking around looking like this. Nobody gonna talk to me. Don't forget, you only got $135. You can't keep sleeping on this lady couch.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to smile. Hey, I'm like, okay.
So you tapped in.
Oh, I started practicing. I started practicing. I said, okay, I gotta be different.
All right, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
So I met somebody in real estate.
Hold on. I'm really just picturing you like, wait, what? And
Yeah.
then the next day, hi, hey, hi.
It wasn't the next day. It took a little time.
I know, but the picture of one day
Yeah.
to the next, you actually getting it and wanting to be involved.
Yeah, you gonna be broke because I had to network.
Right.
I didn't look for a job when I first got to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. At first, I did not look for a job. I looked for a person. I was looking for somebody to open the door for me.
Okay.
Somebody who could use my talents and my gift and my hustle. That's why I tell people, you earn your way, you serve your way, or you pay your way into great relationships. You do, or one day you're going to have to do all three, right? So I knew it was somebody that needed what I had. I was a hustler.
Nice.
So I needed to figure out what was I going to do. So I started off hustling real estate.
Okay.
So I didn't get my real estate license.
Mm-hmm.
I would just bring people to buy the house. Remember, this is the time when everybody wanted to move to Atlanta.
Right.
So
And
if
it
you
was
had a
booming.
post
Homes,
and a
real
500
estate.
credit score, you could get a house. Remember that time?
Yeah.
So I killed it. I got it to $20,000 a month doing it.
Wow.
So I moved out of her house. I got my house.
Whoa. How long between you being able to tap into that?
It was about, okay. Yeah, you're right. I used to work at Nordstrom's. I forgot. I
Mhm.
worked at Nordstrom's. I worked at the bowling alley. I became a bartender
So you, okay.
at first. So I was at Nordstrom's. I was a bartender. I did collections at a company called RMS. That's when I had my second defining moment.
But I'm asking this because it's important to know, because you made the transition, you made the decision, and you were now doing it legit.
I tell you, it took about a year.
Okay.
But I was consistent.
Yeah.
I stayed on my grind. I stayed getting outside.
And legit.
What you mean legit?
It was you were doing it legitly.
Yeah,
Is that a word? Legitly?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're saying, because I did find out later on that the houses was not really houses. That's another reason why I was like, oh no, I can't play with this real estate stuff. Yeah, because so people would buy a house and they'll go to the house and wouldn't be no house there.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Well.
So is that what you mean legit?
Well, no, that's good. If you didn't know, then you didn't know. But once you find out, you was over it.
So I was like, I was over it.
Like, oh yeah, no,
I was
okay,
over it.
okay. So then we get to real estate and we find out, okay, that's not for me right now.
But people started going to jail. They started shutting down banks. Banks
Oh,
started
wow.
going bankrupt. This was during that era. Remember
Okay.
that big real estate crash that happened
Yeah.
in like 2005?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So now,
Mm-hmm.
I got to figure it out again. I went and got a job. I was making $13 an hour. Here's my second defining moment. Remember, from defining moment to defining moment, you become somebody new.
Nice.
So my second defining moment, I'm making $13 an hour.
This is a movie, by the way. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, all the people sitting here telling us you got somebody to movie to produce. Hello? Okay.
Come on.
So listen. So I moved to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Do the whole real estate thing. Things got good. I'm at $20,000 a month. That lasted for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up moving out. Got me a couple of houses. I was doing it until the crash, the market crashed. I thought real estate would never crash.
Right.
So here I am again. Got 2 houses in foreclosure. Broke. My car gets repoed. So the struggle happens all over again. So now I got to figure it out again. So I filed bankruptcy. You understand? Then I got a job. I was making $13 at my job, $13 an hour at my job. I was doing collections. I used to call people to, hey, is stitches available? I'm calling,
To collect.
regarding some business.
Right.
And you'd be like, she's not here. So that was me. And I would be like, girl,
That's
you
how
know
they-
it's you. Stop acting crazy, girl. And you just
I
bust
put
out.
my name
I
behind
used
that.
to get people to pay their bills by saying, girl, you know this you. Stop playing that.
Oh.
Talk to me, sis. Let me help you. So I started becoming friends with people.
Whoa. This is important.
Yeah.
Because this is where your skills are tapping into.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
This is big.
Yeah.
So you're working in collections.
Yeah.
So you become, from what it sounds like, the one who's able to get people to pay their bills.
My company gave me $1 million worth of accounts that they were going to shred. Because when they hired me, I had no experience.
Right.
I just sold myself to the manager.
Right.
So I ended up collecting over $1 million in closed accounts. They was going to trash these accounts. They couldn't believe that I collected $1 million. So the company called, the manager flies down from the big Salt Lake office and says, we're going to give you a raise. Like, this was a big deal. They had never seen. They wanted me to train everybody on the floor and everything.
And this is a collections company.
This is a collection. I'm working just like a switchboard, like this phone. I'm calling people, hey, this is Stormy Wellington calling for stitches.
Real estate crashes.
Real estate crashes.
You got to restart.
Mm-hmm.
You get into collections, this agency. You're the main woman who's
I'm
getting
not the main woman. I'm a regular girl that they hired.
No, but you're the main one now.
Became the main one.
You became the
Yes.
main woman to get people to pay their bills.
Yes.
Prime example of no matter what field you're in, your gifts
Will make room for you.
Wow.
That's true, huh? Yeah. So the boss calls me in the office. We're gonna give you a raise. Now, mind you, my water's off back home. I went and got a special pliers to turn it back on. My car had just got repossessed,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom is about to come home from prison, and she doesn't know she lost everything she bought with her dope money in storage because we couldn't pay the bill. So she don't know she's about to come home to nothing.
Nothing. Mm.
So this job tells me they're gonna give me a raise. I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna be making $18 an hour. They're gonna give me at least $5.
Mm-hmm.
My raise was 25 cents.
Oh.
And that was the biggest raise they had given out in 13 years. And I'll never forget that day. I cried.
Oh.
I told them, don't even give me the 25 cents. Keep it. I walked out the office and went to my desk and started dialing for dollars. And at this time, I'm praying. I'm like, I can't stay here. And I started looking, like praying for an opportunity to come my way. I wasn't looking for another job. I was praying for an opportunity to give myself a raise.
Well, I got chills with that, Storm.
Yeah. I told her, put the 25 cents. I said, do not put it on my check. I literally walked out of the office and was tears and was crying like a baby.
Okay. So we pray for this opportunity. What happens?
So my house is in foreclosure.
Yeah. Mom's about to come home.
Mom is already home.
Okay.
Mom comes home. She finds out she doesn't have anything.
Miami or Atlanta? Where?
This is
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay.
She went into prison with 32 teeth, came out with 17.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she walked in, she rolled out. Prison 3 years, messed. My mom went to prison at 59. 58. She died at 61. She went into the old lady at 58 in prison because she was selling drugs out of her house. So she's already home. We're living in this apartment. We're living on the 3rd floor in Atlanta. But my house that I had was in foreclosure.
Okay.
But they wasn't going to take it because I had filed bankruptcy. So I rented it out. I was trying to rent it out. You get me? I'm going to collect the rent, first, last security. I'm not giving it to nobody. It's going to be passive income for me.
Right.
Because I didn't have no mortgage to pay.
Right.
It was already in foreclosure. So this guy comes over and he's like, I'll rent it out if you complete your basement. Mind you, I don't have no money. But he said, I'll give you first, last security and another security, like $15,000 to just rent it to me and fix the basement. So I called this guy that I had met at this party. He was a contractor. And I know I didn't have no money, but I knew I was cute. So I called this contractor. Oh, I thought I was cute. Check this out. So I called.
No, you cute. You cute, child.
I was 40 pounds heavier, so I was chubby cute.
You still
So
cute.
listen,
Cute is cute.
so
Cute is cute.
I called this guy. I called this contractor. And I was like, I'm going to finesse him to work and deal with me. Because I'm going to be cute. I put on my tightest outfit, and this is no joke.
Storm.
He's at my house giving me a quote on my basement.
Mm-hmm.
He's measuring. I'm in there like just trying to be cute. And he goes, you need to meet my wife. Like, first of all,
The gag is.
the gag is, and I don't do the husband thing.
Nice. Good. Good.
And he says, my wife just had a baby, and she looked like she's 18 again. She lost 60 pounds in 2 months. You got to see her. And now, I'm like, I said, so you trying to call me fat? Because, you know.
Right.
And one thing led to another. He invited me to a meeting. And honestly, to this day, I would tell you, I did not go to the meeting because I wanted to make money.
Right.
Even though I was broke, I went to the meeting because I wanted to see if his wife was really fine. So I went to the meeting just to be nosy.
Right.
I had nothing else to do. And I stumbled upon network marketing again. And it changed. That meeting changed my life.
What was it for those who are just learning, or I don't want to say learning, tapping in? We hear this word network marketing. Define that for us.
Simple. A company manufactures products. They could spend millions of dollars on advertising. They could put the product in a store, and then they end up having to, adjust the cost. So this product probably costs 3 cents. By the time it gets into the stores, it's $3. Why? Because all of the cost that goes into getting it to become a name. In network marketing, the company pretty much creates the product or the service, and instead of putting millions of dollars into advertising or putting that product or service in a store. Distributors, regular people like you and I, we build the company. We get the customers for the company.
Right.
Whether we do marketing, word of mouth, billboards, banners, whatever, they don't care. Your goal and your job as a distributor, what I am, is to solidify clients, customers, consumers for the product.
And you've been doing it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You've been, even from the collections, like
I've been doing it.
You,
but I never became the person I am today. They didn't pay me right. We all do it. We
Right.
tell people about a good movie all day long.
Right.
We tell people about a good product
good.
all day long, but we just don't get no money from it because we have a consumer
mindset.
mentality.
Yeah, this is true. So we get to this meeting, you learn about marketing. What is it with this for you that took you, because like I said, it kind of was already instilled in you. How were you able to maximize and take it to the next level?
You know what? I believed in the product.
Okay.
I didn't understand the business. Like, the more they talked about residual income and you get paid 5 ways, like, I was like, they talking Spanish. I didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember, I come from fashion. I came from my mom building teams.
Right.
So this is downloaded in my subconscious, and I didn't even know that it was in there.
Mm.
So I knew this. I knew I used to buy these shirts for $10 and I was selling for $50.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I would buy these shirts, Sean John, you know, Cross Colors, Rockaware.
Right.
Because I was in that era, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I would Pele,
Pele.
hello. I would buy this shirt for $10 and sell it to you for $50. So I was like, and I used to have to pay the money up front.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have an opportunity to, I like this product. I like what it's doing for me. I could sell this product, and you telling me I could take that product. I'm gonna pay y'all $50 for this product,
Mm-hmm.
but I could sell it for $150. So in my mind, I was gonna give myself a raise. So I sat at the meeting saying, if I sell 2 of those a day, I've given myself a raise.
Mm.
So I left my job. I literally went to the work the next day. I said, I'm gonna turn everybody into a customer. I left that meeting. I signed up with a bad check. Back then, they used to take checks in network marketing. So I bought a bad check, you know, bounce check.
Right. Yeah. My mom.
I wrote a
Your
basketball
Jamaican came
check.
out of
You
you,
know,
right?
like a
Yeah.
basketball check.
For those who don't know, you're by way of Jamaican.
I'm Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that thing came out a little bit. All right.
Did
Right, it did.
All right, okay. All right, so I wrote a bounce check. And I said, I'm going to sell 2 of these a day and make $150. Remember, if I was making $13 an hour, I was not even barely making $150 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, if I make $150 a day on my job and sell 2 of these products, they gave me a $75 profit each. I gave myself a raise. So my plan was never to leave my job and all that. My plan was to work this network marketing business, just sell the products, and work my job. So now I'm making more than enough money.
Right.
But I sat at my job after 3 days of hitting my goal, and I'm like, this is stupid. I'm wasting time being here. I could be in
wow.
the streets making more money than I'm making calling these people dollar for dollars.
Wow.
So I literally quit my job like 3 days after the meeting.
Because you were already.
I was already selling the product.
Wow.
And then I knew I was selling the product in my spare time. You gotta remember, I'm a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get my kids ready for school. I gotta pick my kids up. This was, you know, my kids, like, you know, I got 1 kid now. I got grown-ups. But there was a time where all 3 of them
Yeah.
was having
Oh,
live by our females. Okay, so I used to have to drop them to school and all of them type of things. All right? So I used to be that kind of mom.
Right. You were there. You picked them up and
in case you don't know. You know, I
Right.
used to have to be that girl. Drop them off, pick them up from YMCA, $10 late fee, all of those things. So I know what it feels like,
Right,
you know?
right.
And I ain't having enough time in the day because I was at work so much. So I decided to quit my job and go full-time hustling the product and network marketing.
And it did well. It's doing
doing
well.
well.
You heard, I corrected myself. You heard me. I said it's
Doing
doing
good.
well. It's doing phenomenally well. You've built your team and other teams,
Yes.
and it's perpetuating.
Yes.
So we get to the point where we reach the goal at that time.
At that time.
So what happens then? Because you reach your goal, then what happens?
So I left my job
Mhm.
and I started to work and grow and tap into personal development and listen to mentors and people that was making more money than me. And it's like, okay, this thing is happening. My mom and everybody, all my friends, used to pick at me. I became a member of the NFL. No friends, no family left. My mom told me I was stupid. She couldn't believe I signed up for that scam. My friends were like, you stupid. That's a scam. Like, I didn't, just blow up when I left my job.
Right.
It became harder because I thought my friends were going to jump on the bandwagon with me.
They didn't come.
No. They was like, my mom used to, like, shake. My mom used to literally, my room was right here. My mom's room was, like, right across the hall. I had to walk past her room to get outside to go hustle. And she'd be shaking her head saying, "You're not Jamaican ladies."
Yeah.
Stupid gal.
Oh.
Yeah. So
how did that make you feel?
That made me feel like I'm gonna show her ass.
Okay.
Who's stupid?
Okay.
It made me want to show all of them. Like that's who I
am.
was.
You used it as a motivational
Pressure
tool.
is a privilege. Right. Yeah. You're not gonna defeat me. You broke. So I never got turned off by it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna show all y'all.
Was it ever a point? It's important because you have folks who may hear that and receive that, and it keeps them stagnant. For you, was there ever a point that it almost kept you in a place of like, whoa, nobody's supporting? Yeah. Can you take us back to that point, and how were you able to come out of it?
I mean, first of all, I wanted to buy my mama a smile. I forgot about that story. I spoke at Steve Harvey's women's event yesterday, and it was so amazing. And I was reminded of that story yesterday. Like, in my mind, I was like, lady, I'm doing this to buy you a smile. Like, I want you to smile. You're getting old. So, it is discouraging when the ones that you really want to help don't support you. Like, who wants to not be supported?
Yeah.
But I just also know, like, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. She don't know what she doing. Lady, I take care of you.
Say that again. A
lot of people who try to love you, they are loving you with what they know. And when they don't know, you just got to pray, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. I knew my mom ain't know no better. Like, I figured out, like, lady, you is broke. You don't even have nothing. You lost everything while you was in prison. So you need to be letting me do what I got to do. So I would get discouraged. It would hurt me. I'll cry. Yeah. I'll cry in the car. I'll cry working. I'll cry. I would be hurt. Yeah. But I was like, I ain't got no choice. Who gonna come rescue me? I ain't have nobody to rescue me. So I really didn't have a choice. It was like sink or swim, get rich or die trying. And that was really my story.
So we get to the point where we're gonna take this as a fuel and motivation.
Yes.
So what is the next plan? I want us to tap into your mindset and where you wanted to go and how you got there.
So
point.
I wanted to be able to, number one, provide just a roof over my family's head.
Right, because you had 2 kids at that time.
2 kids
and
at
mom
the time,
was with
and
you.
Mom.
Right.
And I was the one that was taking care of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They were kids. They was not working. There was a time when Hennessy was my son in my house.
Right.
My daughter too. You know what I'm talking about?
There were your picnic them. There was your picnic.
Two of them. Now I have 3 of them. And so I had to make money. Yeah. I had to buy food. Then my car got repossessed. So when I first started, I wasn't like I'm about to be a millionaire. Yeah. No, I'm like, I need to pay my bills. $5,000 a month was like I'm winning because I was only making like $2,700 a month.
Right.
So $5,000 a month was like I'm rich. So my first goal was to make $5,000 a month. So I set a goal to make $150 every day, which is $4,500 a month.
Okay.
And so I would leave my house every morning like a job. See, I never worked my business like a business. I worked it like a job. Mm-hmm. So I would leave my house every day by 9, and my goal was that I can't come home until I meet my goal. So that's kind of how I rewarded myself. So if I met my goal by 11, I could come home early and show up and say, hey, Mom, I would have made that work today. I used to do that. And eventually she saw, like, she couldn't stop me. And she saw me bringing home money every day. And she went from hating to like, all right, gal.
All right.
You do your big things at once. And that's how it went for real. And all my friends went from laughing to like, girl, put me in again.
Put me in, tap me in.
I'm so glad you got a mind of your own, girl. Yeah, no, Noah. Yeah, that's the truth. So that's why sometimes you got to be the example because they don't be knowing no better. So I started winning. You got
to be the example.
I started winning. That's what happened.
Nice.
And then everybody wanted to come with me.
Come on.
And I started winning some more.
Nice.
First they laugh, then they talk, then they join, and then we get some money together. That's just the station. That's just how it goes. That's the system.
So it's a lot, and I know there's a lot more to get into. Mm-hmm. So we build, like we said, we build the business, we build our team, and now you're helping to build other teams. Mm-hmm. You've done so much. You've created your own brand that we're gonna switch gears into now. Mm-hmm. What are we not doing that we want to do? Before we even touch on what you're holding up in your hand, before we touch on that, what are we not doing that we want to do? Or is it? Is that even a question?
That's a great question. You ever ask anybody else that question?
No.
That's a cold
Holy Spirit, have your way.
That's a very good question. I'm not doing enough.
Really? You think
no,
so?
Of course not.
Okay.
How?
Okay.
I only got 1.5 million followers. When I go live, 500 people get on, max 1,000. That ain't nobody.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody like me in the world.
Come on.
More people need to know my story so they could be inspired by
Come
it.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Not to.
I hear sis that. Mm-hmm.
So true.
Sis in the back like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not making enough noise. I'm not inspiring enough people.
Okay.
I'm still in obscurity. It's not even about the money. Like, what happens when you, it's nothing that I want, except I do want a plane, just so I get to my destination and get back home. I just want to go home at night. I want to be able to travel the world, impact the world. My son got to be to school at 8. He get out at 3. I could do 2 cities and still pick him up from school if I had a plane.
Amen.
And have enough rest and be good. I don't need a whole lot of sleep, so I'm not doing enough. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not doing enough. I do want to be married and like me and my man be doing my man.
Yeah,
like,
together.
of course.
I don't know why I started talking like that, but I like it. Okay.
I want to travel more. I want to meet more people. Like,
Okay.
I ain't did nothing.
We won't say that.
I did a little something.
No. A win is a win.
Come on, give it to me.
You've done a lot,
Give it to
okay?
me.
And receive it. You've done a lot, but there is more that you want to do.
I received.
But we will not sit up here and say that you haven't
Speak
done.
it to me.
Okay?
Yes.
We will not sit up here and fix our faces with our pink glasses on and my red lipstick. Is my red? Is it red?
It's
red.
red.
Okay,
It's
I don't know.
it's
what
orange a
it
little
is. We will not sit up here and say that you, in all seriousness, no. We won't ever say that.
Okay.
But there's more that you want to
Yeah.
do. There's more people that you want to inspire.
Yeah, of course.
And in Jesus' name, you will. And you are.
I am, yeah, for sure.
You are, sis. And I'm truly proud to see the growth.
Thank you.
And keep that transparency, because that's going to help somebody else. I'm not telling you stuff you don't know, but just a reminder and encouragement. That's what's going to help somebody break through their bondage.
Yes, thank you.
Because it's the shame. We talked about that before. The shame of certain things is what holds a lot of people back.
Yes.
And you can be a diamond and filled with platinum, but the shame and disgrace and fear will keep everything bottled up.
Yep.
And they say the grave is the most wealthiest place, because ideas never come.
That's right. That's
So
good.
continue to share your story, continue to inspire,
Thank you.
and I'm rooting for you, man. I'm
Thank
rooting
you.
for you.
I know you are. You're so beautiful.
Ah, you too, Storm. So she decided to open it up and sip, child. So what is you sipping on now?
So this is a cleanse. This is like a juice alternative. Instead of drinking at least one time a day your juice, you have an alternative called Candy Cleanse. When you drink it in like 6 to 8 hours, it's gonna cleanse your upper and lower intestines. It's gonna flush you out, rid the body of just mucus and parasites. It's gonna help you with your gut, your skin, your energy, and you can lose some inches from it. And people have lost pounds from drinking it as well.
So
and
does-
this is a business.
It's a business. This is the new business venture that you're into.
It's actually not the new business. It's the same company.
That's okay.